At number 97 on the iconic 100 list is the 1969 Topps Reggie Jackson rookie card. And here to talk with us about this card today is Ryne from Brooklyn Vintage Cards on Instagram. Ryne, I know that there's a lot of vintage cards that you have a well-rounded knowledge about. How do you feel about this card coming in at number 97 on the list?
So it's an interesting card. It's obviously a highly valued card, 1969. It's a beautiful top set with the white borders. But my problem with it is, and look, it's an iconic card, but he's wearing the Oakland A's uniform. My name is Brooklyn Vintage Cards. Reggie Jackson was famous for the New York Yankees. And so you've got a lot of guys like me who say that is, if he was wearing his Yankees uniform, that's maybe a top 20 baseball card of all time. And a lot of other folks are going to tell you, well, it is, no matter what, a top 20 baseball card of all time. He was so young. He grew so much in his major league career, and he started to mature as a person, as a player. He looks nothing like he did in the 80s when you and I probably remember him. Mm-hmm. So it's an awesome card to look at from that perspective, but he's wearing the A's gear. That doesn't work.
I think you're not alone in this. I've talked to a couple of other people about this recently. Somehow, there's a lot of these cards where a guy's most iconic card is not him in his most iconic uniform. In basketball, you think about, for example, a guy like Kevin Durant, who's got all of his rookie cards in a Seattle uniform where he had one season. And it's funny because you kind of can't predict some of those things early on in a guy's career, when determining whether the card's going to be really, recognizable or really significant. But I think it is something that people should think a little bit more about.
But I'll talk a bit more about that set. I think I'm not saying this card is not on the list. It absolutely should be on the list. Mm-hmm. And, there are so many, it's the second year Nolan Ryan set, which I think is interesting. When we look back to the 1960s, it's a bunch of late Mantles, late Willie Mazes. We don't think of those as the iconic cards of those guys, but it really is for Nolan Ryan and Reggie Jackson. But he's sort of stuck there after the Nolan Ryan rookie year, and the 70s. Baseball was you start to get the tail ends of some of the old school players. It's a beautiful card. I love his smile and the sky behind him. I can get behind this being on your list in an important place.
One other thing that I think is important, and you bring it up with the Nolan Ryan, obviously his rookie card is with another player, right? Jerry Koosman, I believe. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about the great thing about this card, the Reggie Jackson, is you get him on a card by himself, which didn't always happen at that time. And for me, that's something that I really appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, my factors in a great rookie card is one of them is the youth of the player on the card. And if it's truly early in their career and it's their standalone card, that's awesome. And that's what you have with this. I mean, you look at it, and that is a young Reggie Jackson. He's sort of feeling his way into the majors. Turned out to be a Hall of Fame career. And it's the card itself is well done. Topps printed those bright, the crisp colors. And so I think that adds to it as well. And then were there other important cards in that set? And I think with 1969 Topps, there's not a rookie besides Reggie that sort of is going to reach that level, but there's a ton of important cards in that set. So that makes it one worthy of the list, given awesome. His career, his rookie, and the niceness of the set.
Love your perspective on this, Ryne. It's just fantastic. Again, at number 97, we have the 1969 Topps Reggie Jackson rookie card. Tomorrow, we'll be back with another guest for card number 96. And until then, happy collecting.